All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome to, welcome to What's on Your Mind Wednesday Live. This is Uche Onoche from the city of Port Harcourt. I hope you guys are good. Today is midweek already. It's midweek already, and here we are. It's midweek already, and it's. I hope you guys are doing good. This is my mentoring session. This is What's on Your Mind Wednesday Live with Uche Onoche. Welcome, every one of you. What do I do on Wednesdays? I simply just come to answer questions. I just come to answer some questions from people that watch my event. You know, they usually come in and ask a question. That's how it works. Is this live? Is this live? That's how it works, and people ask different kind of questions, and I just come in here, and I just answer those questions. So I just answer those questions. So today is Wednesday. I think I have two questions that I want to ask. I have two questions that I want to ask. And I have two questions that were asked, and I will just take my time and answer it today. Once more, welcome to What's on Your Mind. I will just go ahead and just answer the questions here asked here today. Okay. I have Udo U from the city of Port Harcourt. I have Udo, and Udo says, good evening, sir. I want to open a new branch of my laundry business in a different state. The only thing I lack is a person I can trust to head that branch. Where is this? The only thing I lack is a person I can trust to head that branch. People who find suitable and responsible people, please, how do they do it? I'm really having a hard time finding someone. This is from Udo U from Port Harcourt. I agree with you. It's quite challenging to get people that you can trust these days. It's very challenging to get people you can trust, people that believe in your work and believe in what you do. So it is quite challenging. I hear you, but there's always a way to go. There's a way to go around it. There's always a way to it takes time. It takes time. It takes time for us to be able to look for and adequately get people that suit. There's no hard and fast rule to it. I just think that it takes time to get the right kind of people. I will say it takes time. It takes time, and you have to keep searching and keep searching. And it's just like going out to buy an item. You need to probably take time. If you're looking for an item and you're not really sure on the quality, you're not really sure on what, you are just going out there and trying to see how you can get the best. So you need to know that you don't get into the market and expect to be out of the market in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You are trying to look for quality. So you're going to take time. You're going to talk to a lot of sellers. You're going to talk to a lot of people in the market, and you're going to interview them and find out what is best for you. What are the best options that you have there? So I always tell people recruitment is a continuous exercise. Recruitment is a continuous exercise that doesn't end. It's a continuous exercise that doesn't end. And it's something that you need to keep talking to people. Because you know that if you have a business, you have an organization, this organization needs people from time to time. So what you need to do is to make sure that you are always talking to people to get new perspective and new ways of doing things, people with new skills, new talent. You just need to keep talking. Even if you feel that you have suitable people that are suitable for you, you just need to keep talking. You just need to keep talking. You just need to keep searching, because from doing that, you'll be able to locate and say, oh, okay, I need this person for this. Someone can come up for a particular job description, but by the time you're talking to that person, you see that that person is suited for another position. So it is something you just need to make out time and say, look, this is what I need to continue to do. Udo is not easy, but I think that you can find. And another thing is, now you are talking about having a new branch in a different state. So for me, what people do is you have to get people that can see their vision in what you're doing, because it's not just about pay, having a good pay. It's not just about giving them a good pay and say, okay, you do this. It's the people need to see their vision, their own personal vision, their own personal dreams and aspiration in what you are doing. So how do you negotiate with this type of people? That now depends on the organization that you run. I've had situations where people say, okay, now I need you to come in as a junior partner and run this thing with me. It's one way, it's one option. It's optional. It's not that is the rule. And say, okay, why don't you come into your own business? Let's look at it as our own business so that they will be more committed. That's one way. Another way is to give incentive, the right kind of incentives. But you need to know that whether you're in the city or you're not in the city, anything that is not supervised does not get done. So if you're having any arrangement, let it be that not that you write something down and say, these are the terms of these are the things that we want to do. I think it's something that you share your vision with someone. And from that person, from that place, you begin to ask the question and say, do you think you see yourself doing this? Or this is what I need? And the person will tell you how best he can be able to come in and help you out in that thing that you're doing. So I think it's about having the right kind of conversations. I think it's about having the right kind of remuneration. I think it's about having the right kind of, model, so to say. Everything has its own appropriate model. So if we have the right kind of model, then we can hold our conversations around how can we make it work. But for me, what helps you as the employer is to have to have a clear goal and vision of what you want to achieve. It helps, it makes the work easier for somebody that is coming. A clear goal of this is what I want to achieve. Having a structure, since you have done it in one state, so it's more like replicating that same structure, that same model in another city. But you know that each city might have things that are peculiar to them. So those things that are peculiar in those cities should also be put into consideration. And with all that said and done, you should be able to have an anchor man. Where do you start? For you to want to move to that city, I believe that you know that city. I believe that at least you have people in that city. I believe that you know the city relatively well to want to be able to cite your laundry business in that place. So I think is also in referrals. I think for me, what I've come to see is referrals work better. For me, I have seen in terms of employing, referrals do much better than just going out there and getting a consultant and saying, look for someone for me. It works, but the chances are slimmer compared to referrals. Look, I'm looking for someone, and somebody says, I know someone that I think you should talk to. Yeah, and if you're given a contact, you follow it up, speak to the person, talk to the person, and I'm sure that there will be some form of agreement that you come to. But I think word of mouth, I prefer it. I feel that it's still more effective. But where you can afford it, if you can't afford it, then maybe there are HR professionals out there that know this website, have this database where they can put in a word for you and say you are looking for this kind of person. And yeah, you have a lot of people to talk to. One thing I have seen in that type of recruitment is that once you put out any job description, everybody suits it. Everybody come believing that they suit that particular kind of job description. You know, people will, oh, I can do it. I can do it. I'm smart enough. I can do it. So that's my problem with just going public or just going to social media and just putting out, we need so. Somebody that doesn't have a job for the past 5 years, all of a sudden will feel that they're eligible for it, even when they're not. I conducted an interview not too long ago, and the mistake I made was I told the person that was organizing it that this is what I'm looking for. And so, and I was amazed that everybody that came for that interview, put it in their CV. Everybody that came for that interview were leaning towards the things I told this guy. And so by the time I started questioning them and asking questions in details, I started hearing things that, oh, I'm not that proficient in it. I have an idea. So that is the problem of going public. Everybody will suit that job description. But referral, word of mouth, somebody knows that person and knows their capability and know what they can do, it usually works. But where that doesn't work, you can choose any other option. But I will end with this, Udo. Let people see themselves in what you do. Let them see a future in what you do. Let them see their own sub-vision within your vision, and I think you'll be okay. All right, thank you, Udo. I hope I've been able to help you. I will just go to the second question. Here I have Ifeyu also from River State here. It says, good morning, sir. I'm looking for an alternative source of income. I am 45 and I work in a bank. The pay is good, but it's my only source of income, and that is scary. Can you give me a tip on what options I can explore as an alternative? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine, because you've reached 45, and when you reach that age, a midlife crisis begins to knock on the door, and you begin to ask yourself questions. You want to do more. You begin to think more about legacy for you and your children, in all those things. So what you're going through is normal. It happens to everybody that gets to that age. They need to leave something. They're thinking about posterity. They're thinking about the future. And yeah, it's good to be scared that you only have one source of income, because the job is a bank job and you can lose it any day. What do you do? So yeah, it is good to have alternative sources of income. But I tell people, in terms of looking for an alternative source of income, don't think too far. Business or earning it should be an act. I don't want you to begin to crack your head. People begin to think about big things that they want to do. They want to achieve this, they want to achieve that. No, what can you do from around you? What is it that you can do? The first gift of every banker is the gift of contact. The first gift that you have, call it a gift from God, is the gift of contact. You meet people in the bank every single day. So anywhere you meet people, there's an opportunity to transact. Anywhere you meet people, there's an opportunity to transact. Yes, so you have worked in a bank. I believe you worked there for a while. It opens you up to consultancy, some form of consultancy. You understand, if you have given out loan before, you understand what people need. You understand what people need to get a loan. You understand. You understand the Nigerian banking system. It's a consultancy on its own. It's a consultancy on its own. There are people I still see them every day I go to bank. There are still people that the customers tip every single day. Not that they are not well paid, just to say thank you. There's some branches that you go. There was a time I was going to a different branch, not my branch, because of someone there that I met that is ready to help you in a cordial way, and you develop a relationship for him. And this guy I just had, he was in my church, and every time I come to the bank, I hate to go to banks, but he made me love coming to banks. Anytime I come, he helps me out, and to an extent, I try to make sure I don't burden him too much. He helps me out. And I realized that it wasn't only me that he was doing this for. It wasn't only me. And one day I went there, or he came to tell me that he was leaving. I asked him why. He said he met someone in the bank. This guy has an office at Oner somewhere, and he said that the guy said, "Look, I need you to come and work for me as my PA and one manager to do something." He thought it was a joke. When he saw the employment letter, he knew that he had to go. And he left and working for this guy. It all started from having a relationship. His own ended up in employment. But what if he ended up in a business that you can do outside your working hours? Another guy was working in that same bank many, many years ago, and a politician came and said, "Look, I need someone to help me interpret my financials." And that was how I took him from a bank. That is talking about how effective you are as a person, and people outside can see you and they can negotiate with you. Anybody you come in contact with is an opportunity for you to transact. So you need to watch how you relate with people. because opportunities come from what you do. I never thought I would go into business when I did. And every time I share that story, it was because of the relationship I had with someone, a captain of a vessel that I had a few years back. And the guy traveled back to Norway and called and said, look, I need you guys to help me clear something at Onne. And that was where my business was better. That was where you originated and started from, just because of one thing that I did. And the guy said, and I told him that I'm working, I'm not into business. Say, you guys, this is, I feel that you can do it. It's something that is worth your while. And thank God I registered a business many years before, and that was how I was able to do it. All the businesses I do, I have the travel and tours outfits. How did it start? Because I was organizing tours for my clients, doing crew change and all that. And when they have to be in the country, they need some form of entertainment. That's how I enter into events and tours, and taking them to all manner of tourist attractions and chartering aero for them. That opportunity came. I took it to my company, they weren't interested. That opportunity came because I was open for anything round about me. In that bank, I'm not even saying go and crack your head, go to the website, go to all those things. Right there, be observe and see. One of the greatest things that can happen to one of the greatest tools of any entrepreneur is the gift of observation, to be able to observe. And once you observe your surrounding, you'll be able to see. There is no way you will not see one thing or the other. There is always one thing that you'll be able to see that can help you, in terms of business, in terms of transacting. So I would say start. Anybody you meet, be open for their discussions. Then apart from that, you can also say, what can I do weekends? What can I do Saturday? What can I do on Sunday? What are the things that can do? Advisory role. What are the things you can have? You can have a customer that sells. You can have a customer that sells, let's just say palm oil, for instance. You meet him and you are discussing with him, and you ask him, so what is the outlet? He says, look, I'm looking for people that can buy my palm oil here when I deliver and sell. And you can say, oh, I have a brother at home that is doing nothing. Can I invest 50,000, 100,000 into this and make 50,000 every month? At least I have a brother that can pick it and send it there. Okay, that is an income. Sometimes we look at, when we say income, we all want something structured, big money. You see young men, they say hustle, they are looking at about 100 million, 50 million, 20 million. What is wrong with the 50 million additional every month? The people that are talking about 100 million, 200 million, they don't even know how money works. If you give them 200 million, within a year, they will be broke. But that is the kind of deal that they're looking for. But wealth is sustained over a number of years. Wealth is about being faithful to little things you do on a daily basis while you are acquiring that money along the way. And it's being observant and trying and risking all these things, and by walking by faith is where you were able to gather wealth. So why don't you look at what is it that I can do? A customer comes from oil. If you're making 50,000 naira a month, if you're making, let's just even say you're making 50,000 naira a month, a week, that means in a month, you're making like 200,000 naira, and maybe you are being paid 300,000 naira at the bank. You're making 500,000 naira. What if, even if it's 10,000 naira you're making a week, even if it's 20,000 naira a month, the important thing is continue to earn, never stop earning. It's not about how much you earn, but never stop earning. And you see, the big break works. There is something that is called flow. You enter into a flow of something. When you enter into the flow, things become easier for you to do. So you must make sure that you are doing things that get you into that flow. Don't wait until you have a 50 million naira contract before you feel that, yes, you are in business. Start doing it and start getting used to doing some form of business or the other while you're still working. That's one advice. Another advice is, what can you do? You need to ask yourself, what can I offer? Because business is what? Business is about identifying a gap. A gap comes with a need. A gap is a need for people that you can feel. And they reward you with money, or they reward you with whatever they want to reward you with. So now, what it means is that, what can you do on a small scale? In life, there's always major and minor. The major is the bank work. What can I do weekend? Do I like photography? Can I take it to another level and do events weekend? Is there anything that I can do and start? What I love to do that you love, you don't have time. Look around those things. Look around those activities that you can do with ease. See, another secret to business is do what you love to do. Don't do what you think is lucrative. Do what you love to do, because when the going gets tough, it's what you love to do that you will do. When the going gets tough, it's what you love to do that you will keep on doing. So stay in the places or things that you can do. I can suggest to you what other alternatives, because the alternatives have to come from within you, and I don't know your capability. Except you want to have a one-on-one with me and say, I need guidance, then I'll be able to ask you certain questions and guide you along the way. So if you want that, but you need to know that if you need to engage me at that level, then it's regarded as coaching, but it can be for a short time, it can be for a day, it can be for a month. So if you want to engage me for that, then you have to make sure, know that, wow, then I need to pay this to be able to engage you on that. But if not, I believe that these tips I've given you is more than enough for you to be able to begin to sensitize yourself and put your head in order, because business is about your mindset. Put your mind in order to begin to see how you can begin to earn. What I hear from you is, I want to be earning. So in case of any ugly eventuality, I will be able to, at least I'm doing something. It's always good to have something by the side. The house that I live now, I got it not because I really needed that space at that time. I need it now. In fact, I need a bigger space now. But what happened at that particular time was that I needed an office. I needed a guest room downstairs that had an office, and in such a way that I can cordon off or lock. There's a door that leads to the exit, entrance, and also to the guest room. So I can lock a door leading to the main parlor, and so nobody can have access from that guest room or from the exit door into the main house. So I can lock that and go through the back. So anybody coming for business will just have access to the guest room, which is the office, and there's a restroom by the side. So it was perfect. It was a perfect fit for me, so that people can access that. So that was how we started. So that was how I started. I was still working, and I employed someone where we were doing one or two things, and that helped me to get my mind in the right place concerning that particular, concerning going into business. That is small. Today is different. You know, when you start, even when you start, the business I started with was an oil and gas business. But the core of what I do today is human capital development. Human capital development, that is what I'm doing today. You know, grooming people and positioning them for success in life. So what I thought I was going to do is not what I'm doing per se, not I don't do those ones, but this is where my heart is. This is where the core of the things I do, grooming and positioning. So the thing is to start. When you start, you don't even know where you're going to end up. But the thing is that I want to make that leap. I want to make that move. Don't stress yourself in trying to see how best, you know, I saw a guy reading, going to the internet, doing this. Yes, if you have the time, fine. But I always start. The good business is not too far from you. Begin to smell. What you need is a smell to be able to smell it out, to be able to fish it out, to be able to identify it. So Ife, I hope I've been able to help you this evening. I've come to the end of my presentation today, answering these two questions. But before I leave, I want to notify you about Monday, 5 p.m. West African time is where I have a seminar every Monday, 5 p.m. West African time. I come to do a webinar, and we have 5 areas of focus at Marketplace Apostle, and that is the area of business, career, leadership, personal finance, and relationships. These are our core areas. And on Mondays, we're still dealing on leadership. I'll come with a leadership angle to things, issues that happen to us in the marketplace. So I want for you, invite someone to be live with us on Monday, 5 p.m. I know that quite a number of people go back to look at it, but it's not the same when you're doing it live. When you are there live, there's a different feeling to it when you're there live. Okay. And Wednesday, 4 p.m. West African time like this, I am back to answer your questions. Okay. And also there is opportunity for people that say, Uche, I need you to coach me for a particular purpose. I want to achieve a particular thing. Yeah, it's open. Drop it my DM. I will be able to reach out to you. If you have questions based on these areas, please put it out in my DM. My people will bring it out. And on next Wednesday, I will be here to answer your questions. But like I said, I look forward to seeing you on Monday, 5 p.m. West African time. If you have any other questions or any other information you want to know about Marketplace Apostles or Make in Nigeria, please put the questions out there in my DM, and I'll be able to answer you. So I look forward to seeing you on Monday and next week, Wednesday. Until that, have a blessed week and a good night rest.